Hello everyone. So today we'll be talking about our CodeFunDo project, mobile ad hoc networks for disaster relief. So I'm Rohan Chako.
And I'm Adil Mehdi.
So basically our idea is, let's say in a disaster you have person X, you have different people in different regions of the land, and they're all away from each other. They are all isolated from each other, and we want to provide relief as fast as possible. So what our idea basically does is that we have a network device such as a mobile phone with each person. So we know that it's true. I mean, it's a in this day and age everyone has a mobile phone. So since each person has a mobile phone, so what we do is we create a ad hoc network, a mobile ad hoc network, also known as a manet. So basically what this does is that each mobile will connect to the nearest mobile possible, so that you can send information like latitude and longitude information, so that they can send relief aid as soon as possible, as fast as possible. So each node, basically each mobile is a node. So each node basically sends information to the nearest node possible, and that node will send information to the nearest node possible, hence forming a big cluster of nodes. So
So the reason why we chose this approach was because usually the problem in natural disasters, what happens usually is people lose their internet connectivity first. So that is one of the first things that you lose. So what our approach does is it provides a distributed sort of network where you're going to create clusters, and then those clusters can communicate amongst themselves and keep themselves posted about their whereabouts. And then whenever any person in that cluster gets internet connectivity, even for like say 5 to 6 seconds, what happens is all the data that has been collected over the cluster is posted to the backend server. Now we are using the Microsoft Azure services to aid us in this process.
So the way we have used Microsoft Azure is as a is okay. So our friend, third team member, will explain the way.
Hi, so I'm Zubair. The way we use Microsoft Azure services is we have used it as a backup situation. So when assume some device on the network has received cell connection, in that case, it can upload the details of all the devices it's connected to and their locations and all messages that have been sent to the server. This way, in case there are any relief services looking out for details, they can get information about the location and accordingly allocate resources to the places required.
Hello everyone. So this is the demo for a mobile ad hoc network. So basically, we are sending a test message from a particular node in the cluster. A node is basically representing a person with some sort of network device, like a mobile phone. And each instance, yes, you can see the tabs you can see is each person in the node of the cluster. So one person sends a message, and everyone else gets this. Everyone else, it broadcasts. Every one node broadcasts a message, and everyone else in the cluster gets the message. So as you can see, everyone else is getting the message. So as you can see, it's a distributed network. So there is no master slave kind of relationship here. Everyone is equal, and one person can broadcast a message, and everyone else gets the message. So there is no particular person you have to send it to. So let's say now you want to send a file. So for example, let's say you want to send shell.c, right? So shell.c, you're sending it's a sample file, and one person, the node, is sending the file, and as you can see on the left corner, bottom corner, you can see you have received a file shell.c. So that's basically showing everyone else in the cluster has got the file shell.c. So let's say maybe you want to talk to a specific person in the cluster. Let's say you want to talk to one node in the cluster. So now in this, you have on the left, you have see group member. So you select one group member, and then you can send a particular message, and then send it, and the other person in the cluster gets it. Yes. So he's got the message. So this shows that you can send the whole message. You can send a particular message to a particular person and still have a one-to-one communication between two nodes in a cluster. Or if you want, you can broadcast the message across all the nodes in the cluster.
So now we shall see an actual real life simulation of the application. What we have here is Manet, which is a mobile ad hoc network, and right now in the Manet cluster we are having people sending messages to the entire cluster, and we can see on the screen that all the people in the cluster are receiving the messages. As you can see on the screen, as and when a person gets into the connectivity or the radius, a range of another mobile device, he is connected and the data is shared between them. The data shared includes the location of the other person and also any messages that the person would want to communicate. All these messages are then taken in and stored in the temporary storage of every mobile in the ad hoc network. Now, whenever a mobile in this network gets internet connectivity at any time, all this information is dumped into a database which is located at the nearest relief camp. So now the relief camp can use this data and channel all its resources accordingly and make a very optimal approach to distributing all the resources it has